Alright, let's continue reviewing. This is supposed to be the part 2 of the mini album review, but it's not mini at all. It's really big. Hey, spooky, what's up? And today I'm gonna do a review. I already did a review on Ed Sheeran's Divide, and I'm gonna do Algiers, the underside of power. So you may not have heard of Algiers, other than it's the capital of Algeria, as I recall. Well, anyway, this band is a post-punk band, which is really goth-tinged, dark, moody kind of post-punk, and they are also a soul band, which is kind of interesting how they mix different genres together, and it mixes well also, so that's really impressive. So on this album, The Underside of Power, they kind of experimented even more. They made some even more moodier and darker and more tortured songs on this album. And there are also a couple of interludes that I actually enjoy. So the album starts off on Walk Like a Panther. It's one of those super hard-hitting and immense album openers that are electronic infused and trap influenced. The frontman of the band, Franklin James Fisher, howled and growled on this song, and with these hi-hats and strong beats, it's kind of a cool song. I really like the instrumentals to it, and it makes the song feels more dystopian and moody too, in a way. And then we have Cry for the Martyr, which is another really intense, gut-wrenching song that has a lot of gothic elements to it, and also there is a groovy element to the song that I appreciate also. There are also really groovy, kind of danceable songs like Death March. I really like Death March, another really groovy song. Oh no no, oh no 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 no, and I really like all these layers of sounds kind of played out on the song. It really goes really well. And there is another single called Cleveland, which has these jangling pianos and background vocals. That sounds like a choir. And it's very busy-like, it's very city-like, and it sounds really busy. And this song is not terrible, nor it is super great. It's okay. It's okay. A Murmur, a Sign is another airy, spacey, moody kind of song on this album. The beginning of the song kind of jingles a little bit, and it sounds like a soundtrack from a horror movie for Halloween. Which is pretty interesting to hear. And I also really like the tortured sounds on this album. And there's a really catchy bridge or hook on this album on this song with some memorable background vocals. This song I surprisingly like. And then there's also a breather kind of piano ballad to it. It's really somber, sad also. And the song is, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm just going to pronounce it Merio. And yeah, it's basically one of those softer, sadder, moodier piano ballads. And it also sounds great. And then there are songs like Hymn for an Average Man, which is basically this looped piano playing again and again and again, and Franklin James Fisher kind of sings about, this average man. And the last part of the song is really climactic and explosive, and the horns and the guitars all come together, and it sounds great. Again, the quality is there. And the ending of the album is also solid, with this jazzy, groovy kind of beat to it. This song has a long title. It's The Cycle, The Spiral, It's Time to Go Down. And yeah, it has this really live quality to it that makes it raw and enjoyable as well. And with all these pianos and these guitars kind of distorted at the end, it's really a mystifying ending for the album. But however, my favorite track on this album is the title track, The Underside of Power. Because I've seen the underside of power. Yeah, it's a game that can't go on. It's the breakdown in the hour. I see the faces and I know them all. Oh boy, this song is like one of those super exciting songs, super hyped songs, and the whole song feels really gut-wrenching and intense and fun in a really subtle way. So it feels dark and filthy, but at the same time, it's the fun, it's the hopeful kind of filthy, which is a feeling that I seldom get from listening to these kinds of music. And I also really love the catchy choruses and hooks on this thing. The underside of power. Oh man, I love this song so much. The more I listened to the title track, the more I fall in love with it. And honestly, I feel like the title track will end up in the top 20 songs of 2017. Oh my gosh, it's really good. It's really good. I really recommend you for a listen. Overall, this album is full of solid, raw, and performances. No matter it's sad, it's angry, it's elated, or it's slow and somber. It's full of ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. Now, Pitchfork gave it a 5, but I don't care, because I love this album. The lyrics are also pretty good. The instrumentals are full of passion. And yeah, there's not much I can say about this album other than it's a great album, it's a solid album, it's full of highlights, and I really can't figure out why is this band so unpopular, like compared to other bands out there, other mainstream bands out there. I feel like Algiers music is very capable of being a mainstream band because of their really accessible music. My favorite track here is The Underside of Power, and I'm giving Algiers, The Underside of Power, an 8 to a 9 out of 10. Definitely gonna end up in the top 20s albums. So, have you listened to these albums? From 1 to 10, how much would you rate them? Like if you like them, hate if you hate them, and subscribe if you want more.